Announce fucking Gyokeres. Smash the like button, folks. And we're back, people. Deluded, I'm back again. First things first, happy Friday. Is this going to be the day Victor Gyokeres is announced? I'm just asking for a here we go. I'm just asking for fee and all that jazz agreed. I'm just asking for a medical. At this point, don't worry about getting on the plane to Hong Kong or Singapore with the boys. They will get you a chartered flight, people. Appreciative, better yet, to you lot tuned in. DG Nation, you know I love you lot. If you lot wasn't here supporting, it'd be boring. I'd be talking to myself. So I hope you and your loved ones, wherever you lot are, all well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. I hope this is the day Gyokeres is announced. I'm not going to hold my breath, you know, or I might be dead. Allegedly, Chelsea are in front of Arsenal where the race for Eze is concerned. I don't really care about the Rodrigo stuff, if I'm brutally honest. The man's a quality player, but I can't really see it happening, and everything in between. Can we get to 100 likes for the end of the stream? I haven't pressed this in a while, people, and maybe my ADHD is and my dyslexia is doing too much, but I haven't done this for a minute. This has nothing to do with anything.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. Well, Ian, man, what we'd give for Ian right up front, man. You know what? Why not? Tell me the truth. What happened with Gyokeres' transfer? I don't know. I'm like you lot. My personal opinion is I think Gyokeres is an Arsenal player. I'm not really worried. But that being said, until it's officially confirmed and all of that kind of stuff, and you're seeing fees agreed, anything can happen. And obviously, we're waiting for a medical. But what if he fails the medical? Where does that happen? Do we go to Ollie Watkins? Do we spin the block for Sesko? Like, I don't even want to entertain any of that. Do we even make a bid that might not get accepted for Isaac? I don't know, man. Smash the like button. We'll get Eze. I'll believe it when I see it, my boy. I ain't got faith in this at all because it shouldn't take this long. Honestly, I hear it, man. We are worse at transfers. YouTube's Kante just dropping vids like hooks and uppercuts. The work rate is unmatched. I rate appreciative, man. Appreciative. Bring up the family. We are a family here. Watch us walk away from the Victor deal because Berta and Arteta are peed off. I don't think it's that. I think I hear that and that could happen, but too much has been done. Like, we're haggling over bonuses, and I know it's frustrating. We hear 10 million, 5 million, 2 million when the money's going to get run. What actually is the bonuses? All of that kind of stuff. But Gyokeres has done the most. Arsenal are probably exhausted in their striker pursuit, you know, where all of this is confirmed. But we've dealt with the personal terms. We've done the bulk of the fee. Okay, you want this. When do you want it? This, that, and the other. It's just bonuses. I personally, my hot take, and again, I ain't got no skin in the game in that I don't know Berta, I don't know Arteta, don't know Gyokeres, don't know the Sporting Dons, don't know all the other people that are involved. But my hot take is, on one hand, as frustrating as it is, for Sporting have to do this. If I would want Arsenal to do this, you've got something we want it on our terms, want to bully up the thing. We want us to be better salesmen right now. Clearly, we ain't got no Gyokeres to sell to no one or players in that regards, but we need to be kind of running them kind of things there. And I'm not saying this right, but again, if this serves as a lesson where Gyokeres is concerned, where Sesko is concerned, and any footballer, this gentleman's agreement jazz is all BS. I wish we lived in a world where people said what they meant and meant what they said, and they conducted themselves like this. But at the end of the day, everyone can make promises and follow through when everything's rosy. The hottest loves have the coldest ends. Look at Gyokeres at Sporting. You know, Coventry did his thing. He went to Sporting, won two leagues in 2 years, domestic double. The goals speak for themselves. Made him. I can't speak for Sporting, but I'm sure he probably made himself a legend in their fans' right. He's been amazing. And I'm sure he wouldn't have wanted left like this. Maybe even Sporting's directors wouldn't have wanted to have been like this. But at some point, there's some grey area with communication. What we never know the truth. Both sides get Gyokeres and his agent could be lying about Sporting and this gentleman's agreement. Sporting could be capping. Anyone can make promises. If it's not in cold-hearted writing, in which we're not activating Gyokeres' release clause, or Sesko, and even going back to Sesko doesn't. I genuinely think we're not doing videos about Gyokeres if Sesko does not sign that new deal last season. What I mean by that is obviously the move to Arsenal last year with Sesko did not happen, but prior to him signing that new deal last year, he in cold-hearted writing it said you have a 60 million release clause. Rightly so. If I'm Leipzig, I'm not going to lie, I'm removing that. The Premier League clubs have money. We're far away removed now where footballers and fees are relative. It's what you can negotiate. It's what you can hustle. We all know the striker market. It's not dead, but it's dead. Like you're really scratching your head for, I'm only 30, but I would say early 2000s, there's bare strikers you could have listed, from the legends to good Premier League ones to the ones that are in the Championship to the ones that are in the lower half of the Premier League. You're scratching your head really and truly. We can try right now. Like, what top strikers are there? Like top number nines. And then that's a little quiz. Get the brain going with you lot. That's one. What top striker number nines are there? Name 5, yeah? And then name a next 5 that are available. Because actual number nines, best number nines in the planet for me, I can only ring, maybe I'm missing a couple. I can only think of 3 off the top of my head in no order. Haaland, Isaac, Lewandowski. Obviously, we're going to now be shameless and say Gyokeres. Other than that, you're scratching your head, really. I wish I knew what was happening, man. I wish I knew. Actually, I wish I knew. Frank, big up yourself and big up Dan Potts, because I just came fresh from Dan Potts' stream. Make sure you check that out after this. Frank, you was there and you're a mod. You're putting a lot of work on the platform, just like CS. I personally think it's already signed. I don't know, man. On one hand, am I exaggerating? I think there might be I don't know. It just feels like the Romanos, the Ornsteins, not that the clubs can tell them anything, but on one hand, and maybe this is copium, I think there's been a bit of a blackout period. I think they're not really trying to speak on Gyokeres. On one hand, I think it's done in it, but we need it. As Tom is saying, we're getting antsy, man. We need Victor Doom, bro. We need to do that, bro. We need to do that. DG, I don't want us to do a deal with Sporting again after this deal with Gyokeres if the player scores 100 goals per match. I'm not sure what you mean by that one, my boy. Osimhen disrespect his people. I didn't say nothing about Osimhen. Imagine they do the kind of announcement like Rice. They're gonna have to, really and truly. 104 watching, share the love, press the like, people. Come on. As you said, I can barely keep up. DG work rate. God bless. I'm trying, man. Like 70k. It's right there. And then from we get to 70k, the work begins to 100, and then the plaque gets put right there, man. We have to make it happen. Shout out Shirley. We need to get her back on the platform. Can't even bank on any Arsenal signing until it's announced. Gyokeres feels unsettling. I hear you, Shirley, and I do feel unsettled, but I genuinely think it's done. But it's all fun and games, me sitting here and trying to urge caution and provide different perspectives and telling everyone calm down. It's not done until it's done. And obviously, it's taking long. I think it's done, but there is the possibility that everybody walks away from this owing to frustration. There's obviously, the medical, God forbid, but what if he fails the medical? Because you don't really see it week in, week out, but players do fail medicals. What if we finally get here we go on Gyokeres, he has an announcement and there's something in his bone or even teeth. Who was it? Many years ago, AC Milan tried to sign someone. They tried to sign someone and they did a medical and there was something wrong with their teeth or something happened with his tooth and they said, forget it. We need to get it done, man. We need to get it done. Yeah, the striker market was way better back then. It's meaty now. Not many elite ones about. There's not. Because it's a bit of a mind games being a striker, because you could be a striker that gets 20 goals, but if you're not good at dropping deep and pulling out to the channels and pressing and all that, you might not get rated. Equally, we see a lot of guys that can play up front. They are strikers, but they're not really strikers, if that makes sense. Like Mbappe, I think he's a 9. Are you really a 9? Really? Gabriel Jesus, probably the poster boy of these new age strikers. Like, I think, what did Pep Guardiola call him? The best defensive striker or something like that? Which obviously, no matter how much the game's changed, we need goals. Of course, we need general play. We need you to affect the game when you're not scoring. But we are at that point now. We've got dons that can do that. Whether I like it or not, Marino can do a job up front. Whether you want to see that or not. Kai the same. I fit Jesus the same. I don't really see it, but Martinelli and Trossard are probably different. We need someone that can do a bit of that, but the traditional remit of a forward, put the ball in the back of the net on a consistent basis. And for everything sorry, what's this? Sorry, people, there's something, got an alert from YouTube. I'm still here. If we were to watch games of Gyokeres or highlights, obviously, the celebration is one thing. He can hit free kicks. He's cool at penalties. I love how he pulls into the channels. Actually, I'm sure he's quick, but he doesn't strike me as the fastest footballer. But you know, once he gets into stride, he's a bulldozer mentality, all of that kind of jazz. I know people want to nitpick him. Oh, despite the fact that he's got 97 goals, did you know he's not scored enough headers and all of that kind of nonsense? Yeah, the one thing that attracts me with Gyokeres is the unglamorous finishes. Like there's little scrambles in the box. He's bought a yard of space. He's just scored a tap in. That's what's going to make the difference. When we had a Bamian, when you see it with Haaland, when you see it with Salah, of course, these guys score amazing goals, amazing solo runs, screamers, things of beauty, whatever you want to call it. But if they're typically gonna score 20 goals or something, or they're gonna be in the conversations for the Golden Boot. How many of those goals are eye catching or be in the goal of the season? It's the bread and butter, it's the simple finishes. That's what we miss. Someone that just puts the ball in the back of the net. The 14 draws are probably at the very least it's cut down to 7 or 8. And then what conversations are we having? Call of Booty Guna. What a name. What a name. How is Eze and Gyokeres not done yet? We're paying peanuts compared to some of the other clubs' big signings. I mean, where you look at Eze, I don't think Gyokeres, I hear it. We've been speaking about that. I don't think anyone could be surprised Arsenal haven't signed Eze. You might be frustrated about us not signing game changers, about us not signing Eze, but we've not heard anything about bids, about actual communications from Arsenal to Crystal Palace. At best, Arsenal have been speaking with advisors and all of those kind of things. We haven't seen anything close to what we're seeing around Gyokeres. Striker market is overrated. Man are going for 100 million and they haven't even hit 20 goals in their league. Madness, inflation. Now that Mbeumo costs you 70, you can't negotiate as they just pay Palace's price. Even if you're not going to pay the release clause, yeah, just make sure the deal makes sense. If they want 68 million, don't say, yeah, I'm giving you 20 now. In the year 3000, we're giving you a next 25. Like, just don't mess about. And for Palace, this is probably your best chance to get anything close to the release clause, because next year he's gonna have a year left on his deal. He's a year older. You could still sell him for a decent fee, and obviously Palace in an ideal world probably want to keep him, but you get where I'm going, and there's the risk of him running down his deal. And also, with the greatest of respect to Crystal Palace, it's the natural circle of life. Same way we've got players at Arsenal that go off for England, and I'm sure I'm sure Saka speaks with Jude Bellingham and this one and that one about trophies. Saliba definitely at France. You think Eze's not having those conversations about fighting for leagues and winning stuff? This is obviously he's won stuff with Crystal Palace. He's won the FA Cup. He's been there for a while. He's done everything he's needed to do. But he's 27 now. It's not now or never, but quote unquote, it's now or never. Get Eze done, man. But we'll have to see. Yeah, bro. It's all Jerry. It's all look. Jerry's back as soon as they get an Mbappe. It's all fun and games. Like it's got to make sense. There's no point saying we've got 10 million here. There's no point Berta and Arsenal going, there's 10 million here for you. We got 20 million next year. I'm gonna call my brethren. He's got a next 2.5. Somebody owes me £1 million. I'm gonna run it to you. Year 3000. This Palace are gonna tell you where to shove it. They're gonna tell you where to shove it. Let's keep it up burning. We need Gyokeres and Eze. Smash the likes 1000%, man. DG, if United can finally get Mbeumo deal, I'm sure Gyokeres is a gooner. Exactly. But again, a lot of deals are dragging, if I'm completely honest with you. Can we talk about how bad those pens were in the women's Euros? It's almost like no one was prepared for pens. Horrible. Horrible penalty shootout, if I'm honest. Take the Gyokeres frustration out on the likes. People punch it up. 2-3, my guy. Appreciate that. DG, please, we don't want to hear about that. Listen, sometimes I've got to say what you don't want to hear, man. What sort of family member would I be, man? Forwards, come on, my guy. Gyokeres is fuming with Sporting installing the deal. I hear that, and we're going to go through that once we hit 100 likes, people. We're definitely going to go through all of that stuff, but you can fume as much as you want. They hold all the aces. Now, of course, there's an element of Sporting can't continuously cut off their nose to spite their face. The longer you drag this out, I don't know. Someone mentioned Osimhen. Gyokeres might have to go down the Osimhen route. You burnt so many bridges. You might have to rock up in Turkey, or you might not get the fee you're getting at Arsenal. But they hold all the aces. They need to find replacements and move on. I'm sure nobody wants this. Arsenal fans don't want this. Sporting fans don't want this. I'm sure if you ask the Sporting president, when people start puffing up, when we stop this, this dick measuring contest, which is clearly going on, and my dad's stronger than yours, and everybody trying to have a poker face. I'm sure the Sporting president don't want this. Berta and Arteta don't want this. Gyokeres don't want this. Bro, everybody just run the bread now. And I find it funny because obviously we're frustrated. We're on the surface. But if we were on the floor, like we actually knew Berta or Arteta, the Sporting counterparts, what is being peddled in the media and what's actually going on in the world of football might be different. This could be done. It could just be pending something. And I hear it. I understand it with Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans crossed over to that line now where, when Oh, he's moving house. We're tracking the trucks. We're tracking planes, and this is going on and that's going on. Where's the Noni announcement? When you find it, let me know. We need names on shirts. We need people holding shirts. And I would say this to Arsenal: if Freddie Lomberg and Gabriel Magalhaes are not in the announcement vid, we've done it wrong, man. Sporting always been capping. They did it with Bruno. Yeah, they did it with Bruno as well. Difficult negotiators. But wouldn't you if you were Sporting? Obviously, I don't know how much money Sporting have got, but for me, to be honest, if I'm selling players, if I was an advisor or anything of that, and I am in any league that is not the Premier League, the minute the Premier League clubs get involved, it's like tourists. I might, I don't know. Let's just say, I don't know. I live in another country. You lot also live in another country, the same country as me. I've got a local shop. You lot are locals. I'm gonna tell you lot this thing is £10. When the Americans or Brits or whatever, you lot might have to pay 30 quid. So again, you lot are running away with the bread. I'm going to charge you an arm and a leg. I know you got money. And we're going to do it again and again because Sporting are not only going to sell him one day, there's bare players at Sporting that are going to be sold. Someone mentioned Bruno Fernandes. Today it's Gyokeres. Give it 12 months, there'll be more. We know what the Portos, the Sportings, the Benficas, not really the same anymore for whatever reason, obviously. The Shakhtar Donetsk's, maybe you could even extend that. Well, you could. Brighton, Man United's pursuit of Mbeumo. God knows how much Brentford spent on Mbeumo to the money they're making. This is the world we're in. Unfortunately, it's going to be frustrating, man. And sorry, I went through that already. This is it. Glock 9, here we go. Sporting dragging this out. For real, here we go. Is Gyokeres coming home? I hope so at this point. D, getting Gyokeres on preseason tour will massively help so he can gel with the team and tactics. Really believe that if we get Rodrigo, then there's no doubt we'll be close to our first EPL in 21 years. I hope so. And you're right. The quicker you get him in, quicker he gets up to speed with whatever's demanded of him from Arteta collectively for the team and individually. Gel with your teammates. Obviously, every fan of every club, no matter if your club had the shittest season or the best season, it's the optimism thing. For the Cronkies who care about money, you finally got a decent striker. The minute you get my man through the door and he's got an official number, the shirts have just come out, you're going to sell some. Get it done, man. It's time Arsenal thinks about the pain they're causing to the fans. We need something better this season. You see Bellingham bantering Saka about winning the trophy, and that's going to happen, man. Gyokeres deal will get done, to be fair. Fans don't understand these deals take long. Sometimes I was relaxed about Mbeumo and knew he was coming. DG, it's going to be a swap deal plus fee with Palace for Eze. Who will be swapped? Will we know when they're ready? I'm not going to lie. I don't think it will be. I hope it's the case because it makes it easier for us because it knocks quote unquote something off the final fee. But if I'm Crystal Palace, bro, there's nothing Arsenal can give me in terms of a player. I might like a Nelson, but Nelson's only knocking 5 off the wage bill. And if I'm Palace, how much wages is Nelson going to get? To be fair, you could debut that because Eddie Nketiah was on 100 odd grand. They still bought him. I'm not really on that. Kivior, we hear that they're linked with him. Does he want to join? Trossard, admittedly, I'd be interested in that if I was Crystal Palace. But I want my bread. Pay the release clause or structure favourable terms for that release clause. I want the 60 odd million because regardless of if it's a swap deal or we sell him outright, this is the evolution of life. Just like with Sporting Lisbon, when they're going to find a striker, if they haven't tied up loose ends already, imagine, Gyokeres joins Arsenal, right? I'm the sporting director of, I don't know, ABC United. I've got a striker that Sporting want as a replacement for Gyokeres. Before the Gyokeres thing took shape, I might have said, you know what, give us 25 million. He's yours. They come back around with that money. Oh, how's everything going, man? How's the family? Yeah, man. How's the transfers going? Oh, you just sold Gyokeres. Oh, okay. I saw the fee, man. I know I told you, 20 odd million, but now it's going to be 35. Do you want it or not? I know you got bread. This is the evolution of life. This is the circle of life. It is what it is, man. Like and subscribe, help the channel grow, plus super chats and memberships available. Appreciate you, Frank. Sounds like we already know that Eze has a release clause payable in 3 payments and 8 in add-ons, in my opinion. They want to possibly see what they get out first from the sales. Yeah, I said that yesterday. I don't feel Arsenal need to sell and all that kind of crap. Rightly or wrongly, I just feel they're trying to get the players you've seen through the door already, give or take. We hope Gyokeres is announced and Madueke is just pending an announcement vid. You lot come in. Pardon me, you lot come in, focus a bit on outgoings. I'm not saying I want that, but this is where I see Eze and possibly Rodrigo, even though I'm not believing the Rodrigo things will drag out, man. Acknowledge your world champions. Who's that? What's world champions? I don't know what's going on. Fuck your team. This guy, big up Abdul. Jackson is 70 for you, my friend. Get out of here. Do you know what? Stranger things have happened. All decent forwards are like hen's teeth, sadly. We might be unhappy with the 9 and the 11, but there's at most 10 better, 7 of which are unavailable. I don't even think we've lost a game when we've played Martin through the middle. You ain't played him enough times through the middle. It's like when I see statistics about, every now and again there's players that anytime they've scored a goal for their team hasn't lost. You ain't scored enough. You ain't scored enough. Crazy how Mbuemo and Cunha had like 30 plus goals between them, and then the whole Man United team contributed 40. But it's down to Amarin. When you get them kind of players who excelled at other teams, it's down to Amarin, because if they go and stink up the place now, it's your fault now. 68 likes, people. Come on. It's Friday. I know you lot are clocking off your jobs, but come on. Hulk Havertz will be intriguing back up 9. Listen, big up Havertz, but I always find it funny every year, right? Fancy players get a bit more wham. I'm not saying you're saying this and they're like, oh my God, look out, bro. The bodybuilding thing's great. We play football though. We play football and we've been here before. What do I think of the third kit? Assuming that's the white one, I love it, if I'm honest. DG Rodrigo is unlikely, but is there any gems that are being slept on that you take for left wing at Arsenal? Monaco got a couple. There's at least 2. I can never say his name. You lot, not the Alalouche guy. Go grab him. I'm very fond of Malik Fofana. Of course, there's a drop-off from your link with Rodrigo and even the prospect of Eze filling out on the left-hand side and other roles to one of them. But to be honest, I thought we would have done that before we go for Madueke personally, but it is what it is. Pay up Berta or Arteta. But, yo, my guy, what you think's happening with Gyokeres? You've probably been asked already. I was getting frustrated with Fabrizio posting every 2 seconds about it and now nothing at all. I think it's done. I think there's a bit of a media blackout, but until he's holding shirts, I ain't really got a leg to stand on. And like you lot, like, it's frustrating, isn't it? Like, just get it done, man. Like, what was it? 2 weeks on Sunday, Ornstein and that were saying we're onto him. Week passed. All right, cool. Nothing happened. This week, oh, what's going on? We was told Tuesday, Wednesday, next week is pivotal, blah, blah, blah. And I understand these things take time, but yeah, man, it wouldn't be us. It feels like all our things are dragged out. Like, Zubamendi dragged out a couple years. Gyokeres is taking forever. Obviously, the little man signings, the squad fillers didn't take no time at all. Kepa advanced, Madueke advanced, Norgard advanced. Big up Mascara. Well, to be fair, Mascara's thing is dragging out. Road to 70. I just remembered Sporting is a stocks-based club. They have been delaying so they don't get a huge crash in stock. The market closes Friday 4:30, so hopefully we'll hear news after then. I hope so, and that's an interesting perspective. But you see what football does to us. We become accountants, stock analysts, conspiracy theorists, bare things. Some man become XG merchants. It's crazy. All I can say is that Arsenal could never even finish the signing of Nicholas Jackson. Wait for an announcement. I mean, if we were trying to get Nicholas Jackson based on the Chelsea kind of brotherhood we have, that would have been announced as soon as we bidded. It would have. Arsenal should tell them to get stuffed and go for Ollie Watkins. That's great, but Arsenal actually want Gyokeres as well as us. That Zubamendi announcement was not worth the watch as it took too long to announce and do everything. Do you know what? Yeah, I think in general, social media and the consistent updates, it has taken the gloss out of transfers. Because like when you see it on Sky Sports or you see a man holding a shirt or it's announced on official club websites, it's like it's old news type of thing, if that makes sense. I think it was real, but the Post probably took it out of context. Arsenal just suck the crap out of transfer announcements. It's always just long. Man, just forget we even signed these dons, which is sad, really and truly, man. Because I do think Zubamendi's one got lost in the noise. DG, I can't think of anything else because of the Gyokeres deal. Chill, man. DG, off topic, you playing with what list this year? What is that? What's that? What's what list? What's that? What's that? What is that? What is that? I don't understand the question. What's what list? You calling me what list? You offended me. I don't know. What's what list? What's what list? I don't know, man. Playing where? Playing football? Is that a football team? I'm already saying, man. Arsenal just take long and everything apart from the merchandise, sadly. It seems like the less you care about transfers, the quicker it happens. I wish that was the case, man. Shout out what list though. We'll be there. We'll be there, allegedly. Or I might not. It might be AI. I'm starting to think they're not going to sign Eze. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm pessimistic on Eze and Rodrigo, if I'm honest. I'm way more optimistic on Eze than Rodrigo. Way more. But it's a thing where when we're linked with these guys, I'll believe it when I see it, man. If I'm honest. Any good free agents out there left wing? Not to my knowledge. Not to mine. Appreciate you. Road to 70k, man. Let me tell you, members, be calm. Victor Gyokeres deal is done. 100% he's at Arsenal, but you won't hear until August. Tell a man to be calm. And then in August, crazy. Evil Saka. Who's that? The NPC done. He's not going to bust at Chelsea, man. Clearly. He's shown me already. Not making no noise. Big him up. Not making no noise. Rebo. I'm waiting for Gyokeres so I can get the shirt. I hear it. DG, you were right about Zubimendi. So, yeah, I'll hold my L on that one. But given the club's history, I had right to be pessimistic. Yeah. Hopefully the club can prove us wrong. At any hour, let's keep the optimism. At any hour, we could have this Gyokeres announcement. God allow us, man. And man said August. To be fair, August around the corner, though. It is 2 weeks. 2 weeks today, August the 1st. We can wait a bit. We've been waiting about 5-6 years for a striker, ain't we? Big up DJ. How you been, fam? I've been good, my guy. Don't want to hear that ish. Do a Raya loan thing. Get Eze done. I want Eze done, but I don't know, man. I at one point I did think, you know what, Gyokeres is gonna get done. We're putting the wheels in motion for Eze. I didn't really say it on my platform, but I was thinking at home to myself, people, you know what, Eze might even be done as well. Like I thought it might have been Madueke, Eze, Gyokeres, and all the other guys we've signed. You lot go off to Singapore and Hong Kong. Now I'm believing the Eze thing, the Rodrigo thing, even though I don't want to keep talking about Rodrigo. It just stinks that will drag into the season, if that makes sense. NPC, aka Evil Saka to Arsenal, left wing sensational. No, well, Chelsea fans, I don't even think you've watched that fake Saka, you man. Swear your mum's life you lot seen him play football, man. You ain't seen him kick ball. He's not gonna bust, man. I see free, so big him up. Eze and Madueke, that ain't it. Oh, if that's the only two signings with Gyokeres in the attacking ranks, I'll tell you have to make it work, bro. There's no excuses for you. I feel sorry for the players, the fans. No excuses for you. You need to get it done. It's not enough at all, bro. It's not enough at all, man. I saw Fabrizio say, here we go for Gyokeres, but I don't see people posting about that deal. What on earth is going on? I don't have a clue. Facts, DG. I remember coming home switching on teletext. Bro, that's used to be. I remember teletext, or I'd see it in the back of a newspaper that we've signed someone. Now, we're tracking flights, we're tracking houses, advisors are talking, journalists are doing the most, there's misinformation, everything's going on. It's dead now. You're even we're living in a day and age before a club, like even Norgard, like we knew Norgard was done. We're seeing pictures of Berta from a different angle. Berta and Norgard holding, why for that, but shaking hands at London Coley before it's been officially announced. The gloss is gone from transfers now. I saw Victor, please trust me, I work as a clear here at the Emirates. Victor Gyokeres is done deal. I believe you. I believe you, brother. I don't trust people who say trust me. Tracking flights. Whenever people say tracking flights, I just remember Lucas Torreira's deal because that's the first time I saw it. Arsenal fans are mad. There was that. Remember Gabriel Magalhaes, how he just had a random selfie on his Instagram and people were like, yeah, the grass company. So that means he's in London Coley. Look at it, bro. Some people are mad out there, you know, like some of the skills they're using to track things, it could get dark. He posted a here we go for Gyokeres on Sunday and then quickly deleted it. Big up Romano, but engagement whore, man. Fabrizio Romano, he can't be a real person because he's always tweeting. There must be a team behind his Instagram. Boy. Yeah, man. Time out people being silly, man. Is Chelsea better than Arsenal? Fuck them. No way your main wing in signing is Madueke for the season. Can't be. If this is the case, then everyone needs to be sat. Arteta has to make it work. You have to make it work. Everything you do this summer has to make sense. I'm not just blaming you, the players, obviously, but everything has to make sense now. You need to get over the line in something. Ideally, the Premier League you need to do that. To save face, there needs to be some level of silverware. No, I'm not entitled. Yes, I know we're Arsenal and we don't win all the time. When last we win a trophy? Yes, I know it's not all about trophies. Big up you lot that just enjoy the journey. A lot of people just want to hold on to the past because they're scared what the future presents. That's you lot. Me, I just would like to say, you lot rate the gaffer, you rate the team, you waffle about all the positive statistics, you waffle about beating Madrid. We get bantered about being second. Cool. When it's all said and done, we're second. So that must mean we're sniffing at something. With all of that being said, is it fair to say, why are we not getting over the line? Don't tell you what to think, just think. Make our weekend lit, Berta, please, I beg. Why didn't you, man, go for Cunha? Gyokeres, Saka would have been nice. I would have had Cunha because that's a 10, that's a left winger. Honestly, I don't know. I would have loved Embuemo. You should have told Embuemo maybe not for 70 million, but 70 million for you or 50 million on Mbappe. I mean, on Mbappe, I would do that. On Madueke, 50 on Madueke, 70 on Embuemo. I would have done that. Everyone knows I'm a big fan of Embuemo. I would have lied to Embuemo. Yeah, bro, you're going to play right wing. You're going to play up front. You're going to do bare things at the Emirates. And you might occasionally. Shut up, man. Slap that left wing. You can make it work, bro. You're a baller. Just do baller stuff. Embuemo would have been lit. I hope Embuemo's the one. I know he shouldn't be bad, man, but because I really rate Embuemo and he's gone to them, man, that is one signing I hope stinks up the place. I think Cunha's cold. I just think Embuemo's different, man. I think he's different. Arsenal ain't signing Eze nor Rodrigo. Our summer window stops at Gyokeres, and even that could yet stall. And we go into the season with what's been confirmed: Zubi, Madueke, Kepa, and Norgard. I hope you're wrong, but if that's the case, regardless, I'll tell you, got to make it work. Is Paulinho deal realistic? I don't believe so. I would have given it more thought for where Paulinho's concerned had Norgard not have been brought in at the speed. I have no doubt we probably were sniffing around Paulinho when the party thing, but yeah, I don't believe that. I want to watch games where Arsenal practically have a super team that plays elite football. Trophies are a bonus. I mean, I want to be entertained. I need silverware though, man. I need silverware, and I think my players deserve it, man. It can't be nice. It can't be nice falling short. Saka, you deserve it. Saliba, you deserve it. Lewis, every fucking one of you deserves it. Because I can criticize you lot's ability if you're good enough. I can't criticize you lot last season. I thought you lot stood tall, and I think the club failed you. January told me everything I needed to know about where the Cronkies' headspace is at. And Arteta, like, bro, you're shooting yourself in the foot a lot. You need to show me some evolution in tactics. You need to show me we can be unpredictable. Signing people's half the job, because if you slap Gyokeres, Eze, Madueke, Rodrigo, Bukayo Saka, anyone you look what, you slap them on the pitch, we're still not breaking down low blocks. We're still not penetrating central areas. It's on the gaffer. You've been backed. You've been here a while now, you know. We've been in for the last 3 years, bordering on 4 now, with obviously the season to come. We've now been in the title shouts. Money's been spent. You're paid 15 mil a year. I rate you as a manager. I'm not here to say you're the best. I actually think you're a good manager, but you need to prove you're a winning manager. Stability. You're one of the longest. I know managers have always had a short shelf life, and definitely in the modern day, but you're one of the longest serving managers now. So you clearly believe we can get there. Get over the line. I'm going to get the Russo shirt with the Gyokeres one. Big up Russo as well. We have a proper squad. What we need is a good manager. The club must start working on this. And Embuemo's a killer bowler. That baller at 25, I rate it. I don't think that's by a chest, but yeah. Now it's about trophies and building legacies. We need that winning mentality back like we had at Highbury. Exactly. And I'm skipping ahead, but if Arsenal was moving in my image and we start moving serious, we need to get the monkey off our back and win and end our trophy drought in the Premier League for 20 plus years. We need to win the champs, but we've never retained the Premier League. Anytime we've won something, and this is something I feel in my 30 years, anytime, and I'm sure there's even fans older than me, unfortunately, anytime we've won something or been at the summit, I don't think we've capitalized on that and had some sustainability. And that's the realm I want to be in. I'm not saying we're going to win every year and bully things, but you get the point. And I'll be honest, not that I'm kind of bored of the Mikel Arteta in or out stuff. Let's be real. Arsene Wenger got run out for less than this. Let's be real. And Arteta is benefiting from the fruits of Wenger's labor. Wenger weren't I can never utter them words about my white granddad, but he needed to cut in it. Whether Wenger had the money to spend or not, Arteta's benefited from the fruits of the labor. What I mean by that is stadium's been paid off. Spending 105 million on Rice. I'm not here to say the players are good or not, but 50 on Madueke, 65 on Kai Havertz and many others. So we're in a good place financially. Stadium's been paid off. Academy is booming. Wenger ran so you could walk. I'm not saying this is the case with Arteta, but if we carry that on, Arteta, maybe you was the guy to up the levels, reset certain things, get us purely into these conversations. Because if Arteta left today, whatever people have to say about the guy, are we in better stead? When the man walked in to if he left today, are we in a better state as a club? You'd be a fucking idiot to say no. I'm not saying you have to like the guy or not, but come on, that's cool. Maybe, and until you get that monkey off your back and win a Prem or a Champs or pick up trophies, that's you see where I'm going. Everything has to be on the table. Now, I don't think Arteta is necessarily gonna get sacked if it goes left. If we had a season exactly like last year, forget the injuries and all of that, just in terms of where we finished or where our cup journeys ended, I don't think you're getting sacked. So it's it's neither here nor there, but it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger every year that you don't do what needs to be done. 2026 is the year. Arteta has been blessed with a kitty. I don't know if that's the kitty you want to be blessed with in this regards, man. His talent ID is hit and miss. That's been his biggest problem. I agree and disagree. I think where I look at the attack and we're at that stage, now you've done the mistings. Bro, he's going to get sacked. You're deluded. Well, good name, innit? I don't know if he's going to get sacked. Because what led to Wenger getting sacked? It weren't necessarily sporting achievements. What led to Emre getting sacked? It weren't necessarily sporting achievements. The minutes there's no bums on seats, etc., I don't think you're going to get sacked. Fans can scream and shout and shake it all about. Bro, the minute Champions League is not there, that's when the Cronkies are like, whatever. Because if they're going to sack him, you need to rip up that 15 million a year deal and compensate him and his team. You have to bring in another manager. Now, I'm going to exaggerate a bit. That new manager has to be given a transfer kitty. That new manager has to reserve the right to have the team in his own image. And all of that whole, it's not his players, this, that, and the third kind of thing, that needs to be afforded to this speculative new manager in that regards. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but what if the new manager comes in and says, I don't want Supermendy, I don't want Rice, I don't care about Gabriel Magalhaes. You get where I'm going. We're not finishing 6th. Okay, that's still being sacked though. You're acting like even if he finishes 19th, he's not going to get sacked. I'm not going to lie. I don't know where you got in with that. And this is what I mean by like, you have to have civil discussions. You don't like the manager, and I don't care if you like him or not, but he's projecting it's a pitchfork thing. I literally said, I think even if we had another season like last year in terms of where our journeys ended in the competitions, I don't think he's going to get sacked. Of course, if you finish 19th and do mad stuff, you're gone. I even said the Champions League point. If you don't get Champions League, they're on you. You need to cut out. What are we talking about? Come on, man. You got 2 of these, 1 of these, 10 of these. Let's use the ratio correctly. By all means, rebuttal what I've got to say. But come on now. Think. So, yeah. Waffling, bro. Who will be the right manager if we sack Arteta? I don't know. And I hear that. Who would we get? All of this. That was said around Wenger. That was said around Emre. Everyone forgets. Arteta's built his name now. You know, you're held in kind of fine regards and whatnot. You built your name. When we got him, where were you? There was a couple rumblings. Oh, you can be a manager and that, but you was a part of the coaching stuff. So if you've used your innovativity to go and find a manager, to see the light in it, to see the potential, I guess, in what Arteta could be, you could go and find someone else. That can't keep being an excuse. That cannot keep being an excuse. We don't know what the striker was that we needed to come in. We all want Gyokeres. We don't know if Gyokeres is going to bang. We don't know if Sesko's going to bang. If it don't bang, we need to go again. That can't be it. Just look at the football in perspective. There was a point Tini was first name on the team sheet. All right, you want to do the inverted thing with Zinni. Okay, Zinchenko, you can't defend. We need to find people that can do a bit of both. There's an evolution. Ramsdale, nobody wanted the guy. He found a sweet spot for himself. Raya was an opportunity to evolve. That has to be afforded to everybody at the football club. And at some point, you're going to say, well, there's been a bunch of players. There's a new director now. There's been one thing that hasn't changed. I think he does. Listen, in the grand scheme of things, it's different opinions. I don't think and I'm going to say this again, which I hope this isn't the thing. I hope we win trophies. I do not believe if Arsenal get to 2 semi-finals, finish second, go out of the FA Cup in a similar fashion that we did Man United last year or the year before against Liverpool, I don't think he's going to get sacked. In the grand scheme of things, it's just a difference of opinions. But yeah, less of that entertainment. Smash the likes if you haven't. Can't be investing big money in someone like Havertz who has his uses, yes, but everyone knew he was never going to be the guy to score the most important goal or be consistently scoring throughout the season. Exactly. Like one thing, I want fairness. I don't want to blame Arteta for everything. And I'm definitely not backing the Cronkies. But one, we're not going to sit here and act like Arteta's doing this football club a favour. It's of mutual interest. If you left today, you've got us back in a certain space. But you was presented with a massive football club to manage, which, cool. That's on your CV. There's been times of on other contexts you could have, should have, and in other cases would have been sacked. Player power. Emre never got to win them player powers there. You won every battle with the more bigger players. You got to rebuild the side. You've been allowed to spend a lot of money. You've been rewarded with a new contract when it hasn't been unpopular. When it's been unpopular, you've been allowed to make changes above being a head coach, which actually you've gone from being a manager to a head coach. You've allowed to have the club in your own image. Cool. Now it's about over the line business. Arsenal fans are definitely not going to be happy. But let's be honest, when have the figure powers that be, not that they don't care, when have they ever given a fuck about what we think? They didn't care about it in January. Some people wanted Arteta gone. Some people wanted him a new deal. They didn't really care about that. Wenger was here for years that some people wanted gone. Emre, they only pulled the trigger because there was no bums on seats. I say January. Do you remember in the top when we was fighting for top 4 and we didn't sign anyone? When we brought in Ben White, Ramsdale, all of this. Some would say with Kai Havertz and Madueke, the club don't care about making popular or unpopular opinions. Of course, fan pressure. I've said this before. I do think there's going to be an element of a civil war at Arsenal. It's probably exaggerated on social media. With every game we win, we're going to win the league. Oh my God, Arteta's great. With every game we lose, oh my God, the maths is saying we have to chase X amount of points. Arteta's not the guy. Let's just hope we win, innit? Like, they're football clubs. Obviously, clubs care, but they don't care as much. And to be fair, if they lived or died by fans' opinions, boy, you'd probably get some right, but there's been a lot wrong. That January transfer window was insulting. I hear that. You think there'll be punch-ups in the stands again? I hope not. I hope not. Because that's one thing. It could turn thing, but that's one thing I'd give to Arteta. When you go to the games now, like, there's no more of that toxicity, really, because like you can have your opinions. I'm not saying, listen, not everyone has to think the same way. You can think Arteta is good, you can think he's bad, you can think he's rubbish, you can think he's the best thing since sliced bread. That's your business. But I do think it was toxic, and obviously, I'd say the lowest moment of being in that Emirates Stadium. I've seen my team lose games. Like I've seen my team lose games. I've seen, when it was dark and we would get hit for cricket scores and all those kind of things. But the darkest time was Granit Xhaka. I was at the stadium that when he's dashing the shirt down. I don't want that anymore. I don't want it to turn into a booze thing. The one thing I would say is the one time, even if the only thing that I'm sounding a bit hypocritical to what I've been ranting about for 5-10 minutes. The only thing that will make me really have alarm bells, if it makes sense, beyond the obvious, is if I see the players down tools. Because that's one thing I can't say they've done. Regardless of the context, I haven't seen them down tools. We've all seen it. Sometimes at a club, a manager, the players are down in tools. It's looking rubbish. It's like they're not buying into things. Next week, a next manager comes in. Those same players look different. If at any moment, and it goes dark, that players down tools, we're in issues, bro. Facts, if he doesn't get Champions League and no trophies, then a meeting has to be made. Shout out the strikers at Watless. We'll be there, man. You're right, DJ. I wish more people could think like you. They think the manager's to blame for everything. I don't want no one to think like me. Just think. Because there's no way you can look at Arsenal and Arteta is 100% to be blamed or he's 100% blameless. The same goes for everybody. They're just too much. Like, everybody, no one goes above the club, man. Did you see the Tommy interview from The Zone? I really feel sorry for him and hope to see him back on the pitch. I saw some sound bites. Looks a bit heartbreaking, man. Is Victor 100%? I hope so, man. But I don't know. Unless some news has come out while we've been rambling and waffling and whatnot. I can't see it. Deluded. Wallahi, we are not signing Gyokeres. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, G. But it's proven wrong, man. How do you know it's not done already? What if the medical was done already? Just saying. I don't know, man. What do you think of Will Wright? Looks decent from the clips. End of the day, you get him for a couple of thousand, bro. If he develops into the first team and become, it'd be nice to see a striker. I would actually say, and big up Marley, one of the young centre halves that we've got coming through. It'd be nice to see a centre half and a striker come through the academy. Well, legitly, but we know we'd have bought him. If you can get this guy for a couple of thousand, and the dream scenario is you become a full Premier League player, you become a bad boy striker, and your quality for us and whatnot, great. But if you get you for a couple of thousand, you develop, not quite hitting the grade, and we can sell you for a couple million or more. All right, we keep it moving. We need to start doing those things. Now, there'll be no show with rants today. I got to pop out, or this week. We're back next week, though, man. You wonder what Haylen's producing. You see what's producing. Gyokeres was at Heathrow Airport yesterday, apparently. Like I said, what if all of these claims, while valid, because people are frustrated? What if he's done the medical? What if? Pardon me. The darkest time was also Crystal Palace 2-2 Bellerin year. We had some. There was a point in my life here, and I still got the PTSD. Crystal Palace, Crystal Palace, especially in Southampton. I hate playing you lot. I've had some dark times at the Emirates, man. I think we're in a good position now. We have a good squad. I don't hate Arteta, but even the FA Cup will not save him next season, and that's the thing. Like Arteta. I like you, you know. I isolate you away from Arsenal. I like a lot of things you've done. I've been in the press conferences. You speak with conviction, but I'm not Arteta to the end. I'm not even Arteta in or out. You're the manager now. You need to get over the line. And at some point, it's one love for this, my guy. You have to try something else. Is what it is. And that goes for the players on the pitch as well. Like, because then what are we doing here? If you're going on holiday and you book I'll say this all the time, you book a holiday, you go buy your holiday clothes, you check in, you pack your suitcase, better yet, you check in, you go duty free, you get on a plane, you watch a movie if it's a long haul flight. Eventually you wanna land in it, in whatever country is the destination you're going. It's not always about victory, it's not always about the destination, it is about the journey and all of that stuff, and you know, the process and all of that kind of stuff. It is, life is all about that. It is. But at some point, you are winning life. We lose a lot more than we win, but we need to win. We ain't done that. We're never on the right side of the fine margins. We ain't had nothing. It's been 5 years. And again, for the Arteta apologists, you can't rate him. You can't, because you want to tell me he's one of the best in the league, innovative, bring out all these stats, and then there's always fucking excuses when we don't win stuff. You can't rate him, bro. You can't rate these players. You want to tell me you've got the best centre-backs, best pivot, goalie, this, that, and the other. Some cult thing. Some articles say his medical is booked for today or tomorrow. We're going to go through that, man. So what's a pass mark title? I'm not sure what you mean there, man. You're going to have to dumb that down. Have we got 100 likes yet? We get that? We go over these things. If you're not gunning for the Carabao Cup early, you're not serious. Woozy, shut out. Like, Wolves come back when David Luiz was sent off worst time. To be fair, what other results? Last season, I'd say the lowest I felt was going out against PSG, just because like the dream was a bit alive, innit? In fact, yeah, the worst game that'd be the worst period, I would say. There was this weird kind of period where obviously we didn't sign no one in January. Obviously the Premier League trophy was still mathematically possible, but if you still, even the most optimistic of person, you knew that was a myth. I think like around the time of like Nottingham Forest away, it was like we're just chugging along. Like, what are we really doing here? It felt like the team was kind of lifeless, kind of thing, and I don't really like when we get into that. If I'm completely honest, the Newcastle game was, but Newcastle away in the League Cup as well. DG, there are so many times in our history where a bit of luck could have us live in that Chelsea type success. You gotta make your own luck. The thing easy now: win silverware and stay. Win nothing, get step in. Too many fans want to win social media battles, not the actual war, which is getting over the line. Exactly. It's, oh my god, I'm so smart or whatever. Like, everyone just put their flipping ego to the side, man. That's what football should be about. Like, I love to be proven wrong. I don't really believe in the Madueke thing, but you'll get support. I hope it works. Arteta, you're a good manager. I can't say you're a winning manager. And again, a lot of these people are liars, because you know what the great thing is? Arteta comes out himself and says, we want to win Prem. We want to do this. We're not happy with where we are. So all of these courageous loser things that come out, the manager is saying stuff. The players are saying stuff. You think the players are happy with the journey? Or we finished second in the context? Unfortunately, not even unfortunately, we're Arsenal fans. We're going to be loving this. How do you think the players feel? How horrible could it be to lead a Premier League title for 200 days, it don't bang. To run it to the last day of the season, it don't bang. To really and truly have the shit summer last summer just be existing, and when it's all said and done, nothing bangs. You ain't won nothing. It can't be nice. Everything has been geared towards winning apart from winning. And the club needs it, the fan needs it, the manager needs it, the players need it. To know that these things are not in vain. This is why I keep saying I feel sorry for the players, and I maintain that. I've got the players are the ones playing. I feel so sorry for all of them last season. I keep saying it. When you strip the romance back, and you look at the Real Madrid game, 9 times out of 10, fortunately it was the one time, 9 times out of 10, that 11 that went out there, does that make sense? Marino's had a tough start to life at Arsenal. Man are playing up front. Kivior stepped in for Gabriel Magalhaes, one of the best in our team. Miles Lewis-Skelly's amazing, but he's 18. Life's coming at him quick. He's taking it in his stride. Benjamin White and Timber playing through the battles. Odegaard needs to fix up, but form's on the floor. No hiding place. Can't pull him out the team. People are busting their hamstrings. Declan Rice at one point, it's like, It's just you winning games for us. David Raya standing up to be counted. It's not nice. It's not fair. And then you're looking in January where Rice is saying, "Oh, I hope we sign players." Tierney's playing left wing. What are the manager might have thought like that, but what the hell are the players thinking? Because the first 2 years prior to last season, okay, we're trying to develop, establish ourselves. Last year was the year, all right, we're serious. And what are fans? There was one thing, and this is why there's less legs to stand on. What was one thing fans were saying? Okay, City are a juggernaut. If they ever fall off, we'll be there. We was there. We were second technically, so it was consistent, but we weren't first. We weren't. And a lot of people want to be dishonest. Of course, those Liverpool have good players, Premier League winners, all of that. But a lot of people didn't have them in the top 4 battle last season. And we're doing mathematics like, well, it's not sustainable. Salah keeps nicking games for them. Tough run of games. They're not going to win. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Remember, I want to talk about being at a big club and whatnot. And you lot know me. I don't know about no other content creator, you know, or no other. Furthermore, this community we've got here. I got the best community on YouTube. I've got the most. You lot are the most balanced. Stand on that. Wherever you lot are in this world, yeah. You lot know it annoys me when we're not talking about. Like, I like to talk about context and the nuances and all of these things. I know we live in a day and age of rage bait and clickbait and just moving mad and extreme opinions, but I've got time for that. But at the same time, there is overlining themes. We have rebuilt. We have got ourselves competitive. I'm not here to say Arsenal's the big bad bullies. It's a long day if you play us. You know it's a difficult game. You know we're not pushovers. It's now about getting over the line, making history. Some of these players are some of the best players to have played before us during the Emirates era. Collective squad. We might bitch about, oh my God, Madueke this. We need a left winger. We need a centre mid. We need a forward. Collectively, you look, not that there's great case studies, but the squads, either this year, last year, the year before, they match up with some of the best squads, not individual ability, because there's been Alexis, there's been Ozil, there's been these guys, but the squad. Worst teams have won stuff. And at the end of the day, a football career is short, you know. I know as fans, especially fans that support the bigger clubs, we do get a bit snooty. Think about year in, year out, yeah, how many players compete in a Prem, in a Champs, in a League Cup, in a FA Cup, and all the other competitions in the other divisions and in other countries. Do you know how many players actually, obviously, if you're playing for the traditional top 4 to top 6 and Barca and Madrid, you're probably going to end up winning stuff. But the amount of players that actively compete in things, that actually win, it's not that much, you know. And you want to look back at things. Is Saka and them not going to say, oh my God, that year we ran down to the last day of the season or the game against Madrid? Of course, these are good moments. These are moments that somewhat have a glimpse into the future. And then that's another thing. The players have been flirting with it, man. Like they're flirting with it. You're showing little things. And for me for my opinion on our football club, I keep saying it. This is winning the Premier League. This is the journey we've been on. We've done so much. Some has gone left, some has gone right. The manager, the players, Edu, the Cronky, some have done stuff and it's all effed up. But when it's all said and done, we've made progress. We're here now. We're banging on the door. Why fuck up now? We're closer to the goal than if we were to turn back. The internet is muddy. The deal is not done. Sporting need full 10 million add-ons. Sporting laughed at us when we told them how we want to pay. Arsenal really told Sporting 2 mil for EPL, 2 mil for 20 EPL games, 2 in the champs. Some of our fans have the mindset like we're still fighting for top 4 and not trying to win a league. And they can't run on clubs' emotion. But these men are billionaire businessmen. And if anyone has shown you they don't give a monkeys, it's them Cronky brothers. They don't give a monkeys. They don't give a monkey about any of it. Any of their sports. Now, some of their sporting franchises, or even me, I'm starting to talk like one of them, have achieved a lot more. But it's a mad thing, bro. But even with that, I can't sit here and say the Cronkies are the reason we didn't win the league in these 3 years, bro. We've got a good team, man. We need to stop ramping. If we just done the simple things, man. Just done the simple things. One love for the super chat, Elijah. My guy. Big up, DJ. I'm not going to lie. I gave Arsenal many excuses last season. Not buying in January was criminal. These signings that we have done was standard. They told me goosebumps. This ain't it yet. Give me Eze and Rodrigo. That's goosebumps. That is goosebumps. And Arteta, you said the planning's been done. I want to see goosebumps. I'm sure Madueke gives him goosebumps because, you know, he's got to save a whole complex, unfortunately. But you're right. I would love to see Eze Rodrigo. For me, I'd love Rodrigo. I'd love Eze. I just think it's still difficult, but I would just pour we need to announce Gyokeres, but just pour all the energy into the Eze thing because it feels like that's more of an attainable goal. And you can cut luxuries and things like that. But then when it's all said and done, as I said, I'm all for the nuances, injuries, ref decisions, this, that, and the other. But then I also think about the controllables. Did we put our best foot forward in the summer market? How did we evolve the system? Obviously, when the injuries come, it gets a bit mad. And regardless of that, In life, there's sink or swim, you know. Winners win and losers explain. Big up the 9 to 5ers out there. If your managers have given you a task to do, yeah, and you're giving them all these reasons, oh yeah, but my cat died and I lost my Oyster card and I got locked in the shop on my lunch break. They're telling you it's a deadline. They might sympathize with you, you know. But end of the day, if you didn't do what needed to be done and you didn't do it to a standard, you're losing your job. There has to be that. This is sport. At the end of the day, there's winners, there's losers. History is written by the winners. Ain't nobody talking about the last 2 years, 3 years, and 20 years' time. And that's where we need to go now. It's a history thing. It's making something of ourselves. When we're on doing that, it is what it is. Until then, we've got a good bunch, man. If we could do something here, mate. But DG, the platform is good now. Our defense was always the weakest link in recent history and has been turned into our ultimate strength. Trust the process. We got this. It will come. I hope so. I'm not just going to trust anything blindlessly, but I hear it. Can't be impartial with the manager. Do you believe he can do the thing? I can't be impartial with the manager, Jalen. Me, I've just been on a tyrant about that. I'll believe it when I see it. I can't believe you can win a league title because you ain't done it yet. I'm not going to lie. The season before last, I think whatever year it was, do you remember when Kai Havertz had that great assist for Saka? I thought, oh, you know what? That period in particular, I thought, oh, we might get it done. It never happened. Last year, I can't see it because I haven't seen you arrest your own mistakes internally. And I'm not saying you're not trying to do that, but I'm at the point now, I'll believe we're going to win stuff when we see it. I'm not on blind optimism. I'm not on the ifs and buts. I want to look in my tool cabinet. We've got our striker in Gyokeres. You're getting 20 odd. Saka's doing whatever. The squad players are doing whatever. We've got the depth. The manager, and I'm only going to see it in the season, to be fair, has his way of playing, is able to pivot, able to be a bit unpredictable. For the last 2 years, we've been crying about low blocks and a way to go around that. If I see these things, then cool, happy as Larry. I still think it's between City and Liverpool, but we need to be there fighting. That's it for me. Away from the doom and gloom, imagine the scenes we win the league as a fan base scenes, and I live in South Africa. It'd be crazier as well. Bro, they don't want Arsenal to win the league because you see us, we're shutting it down. The only thing that would be worse and would make them rather us win the Prem is if we win the champs. I'm speaking purely for myself. No one can talk to me anymore. Because I want to do what I don't even know what clubs. I want to do this to chant of champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. Do you know how rattling that is? Just like when I don't know why it rattles me because everybody cheats against us and they say we cheat. But you see when we're losing in stadiums and they're saying, "Oh, Arsenal, we're cheating," it pisses me off because you're gaslighting us still. You're actually gaslighting us. But let's see what's going on in the rumours, people. Smash the like button and all those things. Victor Gyokeres is furious with Sporting for stalling his move to Arsenal. He hates them right now. The hottest loves have the coldest ends. Could tell you about my previous relationship, to be fair. But anyways, he even had his relatives clear out his house in Portugal yesterday in an attempt to force his move to Arsenal. I mean, I don't know how that forces it, but I hear it. Sporting's desired 10 million euros add-on structure for Arsenal to sign Gyokeres as per Record Portugal. First 20 games, 2.5 million euros. The next 2.5 million euros would be after his second 20 games. Champions League qualification would again bring 2.5 euros. 20 games in his second season would bring 2.5 euros. Moving away from that, Victor Gyokeres' agents, this was said yesterday by Romano, remain in London for the 4th day with Arsenal and Sporting working on agreeing add-ons in every single minute, really. So no one's going for lunch. The Gunners are unhappy with Sporting, who are fighting on every detail. Let this be a lesson. You see, when we always say we don't want to damage relations and gentlemen's agreement, bro, we need to start doing this. We need to start moving like this. But this stuff of he can't be sacked or the board are comfortable. Fans contribute 99% of the club. When they demand better, the club will deliver better. Uncle Chop Chop. But if we win the champs, nobody can chat to us. If we win the champs, brother, I'm becoming a villain. You would have seen Arsenal fans tracking flights and all of these kind of things, tracking, you know, him changing houses or better yet, taking stuff out of his houses. At this point, We know everything with Gyökeres, and I don't really want to hear anything beyond medicals and things. Speaking of medicals, if Steve K is to be believed, Arsenal plan Gyökeres medical with bonus breakthrough clause. Arsenal are closing in on a deal to sign Victor Gyökeres from Sporting, with football transfers able to exclusively confirm the Gunners have penciled in a medical for the Sweden international forward. Mikel Arteta's men have been tracking the Sweden international forward for months, but the long saga is close to coming to an end. Football transfers understands the Gunners are confident of reaching a full agreement over bonus payments in a deal and are intent on having Gyökeres in their squad for the tour of the Far East, which they jet out for on Saturday. Arsenal have agreed to pay a total of around 80 million to Sporting for the 27-year-old, while the majority of this comes as an upfront payment. 10 million will head to the Lisbon club by way of bonuses. It was these variable payments that have caused a major sticking point in negotiations. But with Arsenal anticipating a breakthrough, Gyökeres' medical has been scheduled in London this weekend. It is unclear whether he'll be jetting out to Singapore with the remainder of the Arsenal first team squad. What's going on with Madueke in that regards? Is he going to go out there, or is he scheduled to have a bit of a break? Because I know 1 year he is, but he just wants to go out there, innit? Big him up. But it looks doubtful at this stage. Nevertheless, there's an appetite from both the club and the player that he has joined Mikel Arteta's men by the time they face AC Milan on Wednesday. We will be doing a watch along for that as well, people. Nice to have those back. I mean, the club are not going to externally tell you, even if they did believe that the opposite of this. But apparently Arsenal are very happy with the fee paid for Madueke and are adamant it will be seen as excellent business in a few years' time, which we all hope is the case. Mikel Arteta really pushed for the deal, believing he can thrive at Arsenal and does not view him as a backup. So make it work, innit? Chelsea apparently entered into talks with Eze's agent about a potential move. Palace are apparently open to a potential cash plus swap deal involving Trossard and Eze. I can't say I believe that. We've gone over this already. Mikel, what's this? I know Arsenal are very happy with the price they paid for Madueke. They believe it matches up well, blah, blah. Don't view him as backup. He's bringing him in to play a lot of games, whether that be off the right or the left. So make it work, bro. Make it work. I am quite bored of this Rodrigo BS, if I'm honest, but sources with connections to the agents industry, which this is how these guys like structure the sentences. There's no way of us fact checking that. It just sounds good. Have informed court offside that Rodrigo looks increasingly likely to leave Real Madrid this summer, where we had that before. Interested clubs are unlikely to go near his 100 million euros asking price, but Arsenal could test the waters with an 80 million euros offer. I mean, if the asking price is 100 million, who said they're selling for 80? Obviously, if Real Madrid or him have made, either party's made it clear he wants to leave, great. Pardon me. Everyone's going to be involved. Who knows, man? But that's that. Apparently, Arsenal have abandoned their pursuit of Rodrigo. You would have seen Fulham have been linked with Reece Nelson in the last 24 hours. Apparently, they've approached us to re-sign him. The structure of the deal is likely to be a loan. Talks are ongoing. For Reece, just go and get him permanently, man. Liverpool are believed to have held preliminary talks over a deal to sign Rodrigo. And apparently, Luis Diaz is getting ever closer to signing for Bayern Munich. That could be one to watch. Rodrigo loves Madrid. Rodrigo loves the club. Rodrigo leaving Real Madrid will not be easy. It's really difficult for him to say goodbye. There will be more than one conversation with the club to discuss the situation. Real Madrid will let him decide whatever he wants. So yeah, Liverpool are the most aggressively linked club at this moment in time. He'll not be allowed to leave for cheap. Arsenal could make a move for Nicholas Jackson or Ollie Watkins if they fail to secure a deal to sign Gyökeres. Fair enough, banter. Rodrigo continues to attract attention from Liverpool and Arsenal. We're described as the favourites in this article, so everyone's got their own flavour. Arsenal made a move to sign João Paulinho early this summer, but were unable to agree a deal with Bayern Munich. Xavi Simons prefers a move to the Premier League. Simons has brought in Ali Barat, who assumes an agent. Wait, ain't that the agent that helped Noni Madueke sign for Arsenal? To help facilitate a move, Barat is expected to approach Chelsea. See, all my life, this is the first time I've read this properly. Leipzig will want significantly more than the 50 million euros they spent on him in the winter. Could we go for Xavi Simons, who apparently Deco has held talks with his agent about returning to Barca? As P said earlier, Arsenal have agreed a deal to sign Salford City forward Will Wright. Liverpool in the driving seat. We hijacked that. Can we hijack their move for obviously Rodrigo or anyone else? Arsenal are in the final stages. You would have seen this week about a new deal for Wanyeri. Tommy Asu gave an interview. What have you said, man? Don't break my heart, Tommy, man. How have you been? Everyone in Japan cares. Tommy replied, I want to tell you that I'm doing well. Today, I'm going to ask Tommy Chan what she wants me to say, what she's interested in. There are many things I can't say, and explain how we left Arsenal. Again, Google Translate's not helping us. First of all, I'd like to say clearly that my contract was not terminated unilaterally, nor did I unilaterally say I'm leaving, but rather that we talked about it properly. This decision was best for me, the club, and everyone else. I came to the conclusion that it was best, so I decided to leave the club. It ended well and well. Having been 4 years, I only played 5 minutes in 2024-25. I'd been in rehab all year. It was part of my life where I was under a lot of stress and anxiety. To be honest, I didn't feel like I was here anymore, or rather, I felt like I wonder if my future was here. Did you want to change environment? Well, including various things. So it screams like struggling off the pitch because of his injury, probably needs to go back to his homeland, be surrounded by his loved ones. Heartbreaking, really. We decided to leave, and at the end, we greeted the players, the staff, and the coach. Each person went to the locker room or staff room. When I was greeting each person one by one, I was feeling this. I guess I was loved again and get out. I think that was good. The players, teammates were also surprised. I had a contract left and I was injured. Boy, it's upsetting, man. The cartilage in the knee. Tomiyasu revealed that it was originally an inside of his knee and commented that it was about half until he was fully fit. He also cited current Southampton goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale has his thoughts on the Japanese national team and was the first player left an impression. That's great. Google Translate's not helped me one bit in that regard. What's this? Victor Gyokeres has made a new push towards his transfer to Arsenal by moving out of his home in Lisbon. So we've covered that already, man. Come on, Arsenal, man. Lie to me, man. Tell me a madness is happening. Tell me Messi's coming over here. What's the point? What's the point getting stressed, man? Is anything... Oh, gosh, why am I clicking Liverpool? Hand slip there. No, we don't care about Liverpool. Okay. Some new stuff here. What we got here? Arsenal actively monitoring main striker Nelson Viper. Surely go get that Walt-made guy, if anything. 20 years of age. Squad filler, hardly a game changer. But Arsenal apparently are actively monitoring Mainz forward Nelson Viper. Sources close to the club have confirmed that Mikel Arteta's side are keeping a close eye on the 20-year-old, although they are yet to make a formal approach. So it just seems like monitoring people. He's only started 7 Bundesliga games last term due to competition. He obviously was part of the under-21 squad. He's attracted interest from a number of clubs, including in the Premier League, Brentford, which could be a good pattern for him if Visa and Buemo leave, or Buemo's gone. Spurs have been interested. Apparently, Arsenal have now joined the list. Obviously, we're always trying to find the stars of tomorrow. Arsenal are understood to be looking for a striker in the mold of Benjamin Sesko, a tall and mobile finisher capable of complementing the current attacking options at the Emirates, and Viper fits this profile perfectly. Surely you won't do that unless Kai's gone, because you would need a backup striker. Mainz are eager to retain the 20-year-old for at least another season, and they currently value him at around 14 million euros amid growing interest in his services. Football Transfers have been told that Arsenal are yet to make a formal approach for Viper, but we can confirm he's on the club's shortlist of potential targets. I believe you. Can we get the striker that we actually need in Gyokeres through the door before we start doing all of that stuff? I don't know, people, but it is what it is. If we sell Jesus, buy him. Can't see that. Someone for Dolman to feed in the under-21s. Yeah. He is a good player, but do we really believe that? I have no doubt that we've been scouting him and all those kind of things. Good player, but we're not going to do that this summer. Yashu should have never been brought in to play fullback regularly in the Prem. In my opinion, he's too big paws to be flying up and down the pitch. Tommy got mad stuff going on. Good player, but you have to turn up to work. If you watched anime with subs, you wouldn't need Google Translate. Or you just weren't a grown-ass man watching that kind of stuff. This isn't my opinions. This is from this. What do you think, C, of people that watch anime? I think it's a dickhead thing. Grown men watching cartoons and that. Oh, look at me. I think I'm bilingual because I got the English subtitles on and I'm hearing man speak Japanese. You lot are as bad as grown men that watch wrestling. What do you mean you want to watch greasy, muscular grown men with baby oil throw each other around and get each other in tight positions? What for them things, brother? Thank you, Chem. We're the best partnership since Timber and Saka, innit? You don't know. That's his thoughts. We got the anime dods. If you like watching cartoons, do your thing. You lot are so easy. Fished very easy. Laturo Martinez, myth. DG, please don't want to hear another striker name because Gyokeres still can't collapse. I hear that. Rodrigo clearly has a bench fetish. He should be pushing to leave if he likes playing regular football. Some people can't leave toxic relationships. Man said, bun Rodrigo. I don't even want Rodrigo anymore. If he ain't interested in coming, why force it? As a better get price to value ratio over Rodrigo. Rodrigo doesn't have the love for Arsenal that Eze has either. I hear it. Yo, DG, where is Gyokeres and why is it taking so much time? I wish I had these answers, man. Trust me, connections to the agents industry. It sounds messed when you put the sentence like that. Man could just chatting shit, bro. I have no, you know what? Maybe you do. You probably got a lot more connects than I do, but myth. We fumbled our recruitment, so there's no title at the end of the season. Then heads need to roll. We can't be moaning every time yet. We, the fans, have the power to demand for trophies. We, the fans, have the right to stop the coach or owners from mediocrity and start winning trophies. What really changes? I hear that, man. You don't do the process thing. We're done with Gyokeres. Stan Kroenke's a serious brother. I honestly understand specifically last season's situation, but even more for the patient ones, this is becoming too much. At some point, you have to have an honest conversation. Like, I was Wenger to the end, but at some point, you have to be like, yo, it's a madness now. Appreciate you, Abs. If we don't win trophies this season, not going to lie, my hopes are over to the next cycle, maybe. Losing to United versus 10 men was horrible thing to live through, DG. The 2 FA Cup exits in 2 years against Liverpool and United, obviously both frustrating, and obviously we lost on pens to United, and Liverpool obviously scored. But I think both of the games are different yet identical in that you're dominating the game, you're just not putting the ball in the back of the net. So again, a mistake made twice becomes a choice. Man, it's been 2 weeks since Gyokeres is supposed to be done. We need Gyokeres news tomorrow, or there will be huge questions for us to answer. I hope for a here we go, or at least an answer for the add-ons. I hope so as well, man. But it's the calm before the storm. These men still watching Hollywood films when they lost the plot 2 decades ago. But nah, because some people like anime and they probably watch wrestling. It's Box likes to watch anime. Probably thinks he can turn. In primary school, I used to think I could turn Super Saiyan if I got really angry. Is that what you are? You lot defo put crayons and glue up your nose. It's cool though if you like watching cartoons. Who am I? You know, big up the grown men and women out there that are paying their bills, being upstanding citizens of society. If in this day and age where you could read self-help books, you could learn skills, you could go find kyal, you want to go watch cartoons or watch wrestling, each to their own. I love you lot the same way, you know. I love you lot. I love you lot. Big up you lot. I wouldn't change you lot for the world. Big up you lot. Bro, who hurt you? I've been hurt many times in this life. I ain't been hurt by no girl that watches anime though. You got mad. It's just too easy because you lot react, mate. You lot react. From Gyokeres to Wiper. I don't think so though, man. The club's always scouting and there's no way of proofreading it. And you know, if I'm an Arsenal scout, I don't know. If I'm an Arsenal scout and I rock up at some under-19s championship game, and not that scouts do it, but I've got the big Arsenal badge, it's easy to just make up rumors that I'm watching everybody. If we win the champs, most of the ops on YouTube are quitting football. And this is going to sound a bit morbid, but I could die a happy man, you know, watching Arsenal win the Champions League. Arsenal as a business ROI-wise is brilliant for the owners. We don't splash city cash and go close enough as good business. They're like, bro, Stan said, I didn't win this thing to win. I didn't buy this thing to win trophies. It's a system that we're fighting against, man. Eze update, DG. I think we would have went over that now, but there's no update until we see bids for Eze and that. What updates are there? Love Island. Sorry, Love Island's got meaty. You like watching man sweat with football. Wrestling is right next door to this football thing. I hear that because I do say that. That's cool. I'd rather watch football than anime though. Man protesting way too hard. I hear it. Reports Tross up plus cash for Eze. There is, but if you're Palace, are you accepting that? Part of me would say yes, part of me would say no, because I just want my bread. Like, I don't know who they would find, but Palace have shown they especially around the championship. Like, I think the video's still out there. I wanted Eze when he was at QPR. The same goes for Elise at Reading and Adam Wharton. I ain't got a video on that, but they bought them lot. God knows how much they can get for these guys. They're probably going to find the next one if they haven't already, but they probably just want their peas. They probably just want their peas. Seen that goalie training vid. Kepa look beast. It was fire. Look at what we're doing. Look at what we're doing. Look at what we're doing. Look what Arsenal. Look what Arsenal has done for us. Training videos of goalies and that. I love the club, but it's crazy, man. Speaking of morbid, if Arsenal wins a UCL, a lot of ops will have to be put on. Ooh, you're moving mad. Game of Thrones is cold. You can't diss Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is it's a slow burner. One of the it's more of a slower burner than Breaking Bad. Do you know what? On a serious note, Game of Thrones told me don't stop being ignorant, because when people tried to put it to me, I'm like, oh, you want to watch dragons and that's the idiot thing. Watched it. It's like, well, this is dead. This is taking forever. And then just when I was about to give up, it's cold still. I like that. I ain't watching no spin-offs in that, no. Evil Saka is my nephew's cousin. They were in the Chelsea academy together. My nephew is now a football coach at 19. And Evil Saka is playing, watching every day. Big him up, man. Big him up. I'm here for the madness now. I know people. I know all. Wait, what? I'm here for the madness now. I know people all on that meaty Game of Thrones thing. Reverse cowgirling with it spread. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what you're on, but you're crazy, brother. Crazy. DJ, you're funny, man. The way you twist and turn on the chat. It's all entertainment. Someone's got to entertain you lot. And it's the least I could do. It's the least I could do, because without you lot, it's horrible. And like I said, I accept you lot for what you are. I hope it is a triple announcement. I accept you lot for what you are. If you like watching cartoons, I love it for you lot. We're Man United. No, I don't care about that again. What? Because you bought a little old in Buemo. You weren't even good enough to play for France. Make sure Cunha bangs, because it didn't work out at the bigger clubs. I like these lot. But once you sign for United, I have to agenda. It's nothing personal. It's just business. Big up Weezy, though. Game of Thrones, they say, real quality come through Hollywood with Penny, Dreadful, Hannibal, and they glaze Game of Thrones. Stop trying to be edgy. And Buemo dunked on you. And Buemo's cold, but United. So what? Havertz has dunked on you. Eddie Nketiah has dunked on you lot. Stop it. We've been slapping you lot. You see, when we play you lot first day of the season, it was this is how we're gonna beat you. It's like when I was a little kid, I used to get in trouble, and my nan used to say, "Come here," and you're creeping. Like, no, come here quickly. Like, come here, we're gonna fuck you lot up at Old Trafford. You lot are gonna all the talk about Gyokeres and Eze. I'm not even worried about that. You see, against United, it's gonna be the shit dons. Marino, header quickly. Calafiori might score for no reason. Lewis Skelly's gonna be drifting through your midfield. What? You think United are gonna do anything? You're not gonna be where you were last year. And United, you need to have some more respect. You lot committed crimes against this footballing world. You let Spurs win a trophy. And it's poetic, because when you lot just completely sucked off City and they dunked a treble on your head back, you sucked off Spurs, Chester United, they won something. Stop it, man. Bro, United is not serious. So when we beat you, don't run, because this is one thing I hate about Man United fans. They do this. And then when it's time to hold licks, they run away. That is what United are kings and queens of. You lot say we're obsessed and everybody's watching. Man United, all they do is talk about Arsenal. We signed Madueke. Oh my God, the league. They're closet Arsenal fans. I get it. The majority of you live in London. Big up the real Man United fans that live over there. Half of you live fucking closer to Crystal Palace, you cunts. Pardon my language. I hate London United. Listen, it's a great way to start the Premier League in a London derby. Or you could say, considering they were 16th or something, we start against the smaller clubs. You don't need to go and focus on City and Liverpool and do all of that. It's all love, Woozy, but shut up, mate. New merch every month. Ticket prices up. No more rewards for members. It's an establishment, mate. Do you think Madueke will take the number 14? Okay, with that being said, people, we have been here for close to 90 minutes. I will cut up you would bite your hand off for second place. Your club is broke. Not that I care. Your club is broke. Poor old dinner ladies are losing jobs. You're cutting poor old women that have been working there, part of the furniture for 30 years. You're cutting bonuses. You're not even, well, thank the Lord, you're not even letting your staff go to Bilbao. What are you talking about? You lot are offering out poor old little under 17s, Michael and all of that are being offered to clubs. You lot are finitoed. Oh, but we took Chido Obi Martin in heaven. Fuck off, mate. Fuck off. And yeah, on a serious note, big up Woozy. But yeah, I heard Madueke number 14. With that being said, though, people, on a serious note, it's all banter. Woozy's part of the platform. I appreciate the banter, the talking points, the super chats, the silent viewers. Big up you lot, people. I'll cut up the transfer news bit. Check out the stream I did with Laurie earlier. You know, there's always content. Hope you lot have enjoyed. It's a pleasure to be here with you lot. Make sure you're following on all those things. Twitch gang, make sure you're following Amazon Prime. Enjoy your weekends, people, man. Enjoy your weekends, man. Enjoy your weekends is all I'd say. Arteta Alberta, I know a fullback, you know. In fact, to be fair, Woozy, United could do with this.
Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.
You're getting Sesko, Woozy.
I think like